Thanks for taking the time to listen to this podcast, and thanks to everyone who submitted questions. There were too many to cover all of them in one single podcast, so I'll try and do another one later on to cover a few more issues. However, if you have any questions for me about my campaign to be the SNP's National Secretary, please still send them in to me, either via my Facebook page or via my email. More details on my campaign can be found on my website. This podcast is going to be addressing a few issues that have repeatedly come up in the questions already sent in. The first is about the National Secretary replying to emails, etc. The National Secretary serves the whole party, so I believe it's important that every single member has the same right of access to the National Secretary, and every communication, be it email, phone call or letter, should be initially acknowledged and then replied to. Some people have asked, how long will it take to respond to members' requests? Well, that would depend on the level of correspondence received. However, I will ensure that every communication is dealt with as quickly as possible. I will ensure a timely response so that members do not feel ignored or have to send repeated emails to get the National Secretary to acknowledge receipt of correspondence. If I find there's an issue with the volume of correspondence, then I will work with SNP headquarters to see how appropriate resources can be put in place to support the National Secretary and to ensure that all members feel a valued part of this party. I also feel there is an important role for providing information and training. Many members would welcome the opportunity to receive clear and concise information to summarise the Constitution, rules and even the role of a member. My own branch, along with several others across the country, have taken this on board and are providing training sessions to outline the rights and responsibilities of membership of the SNP. This helps to raise awareness amongst members about what they can and cannot do in the name of the party, and it can resolve a lot of the issues at an early stage. As National Secretary, I would want to encourage all branches to initiate such training sessions. They could either do it themselves or with neighbouring branches or even at a constituency level. This would help our members understand better how the party works. I am also keen to make sure that the members have access to training and information on policy making within the party. Many people have raised the issue that too few of the resolutions to conference are coming from branches. We need to encourage our members to get more active in making our policies, and some basic training is the core to this. The strength of the SNP is our diverse membership. As a party, we should be tapping into the collective skills, the experience and the knowledge of our membership, not just to make policies for the next election, but to build up policies for a better nation when we win the next referendum. We need to explain how the policy making process works to all members and encourage them to submit ideas via their branches and groups so that the majority of our conference agenda reflects the wide base of the membership rather than resolutions from parliamentarians who, realistically, make up only a tiny section of the party's membership. If elected National Secretary, I would like to see us move to a position where the only people who can submit resolutions or amendments in their own names would be those elected within the party, such as office bearers or members of the National Executive Committee or National Council. Parliamentarians will still be able to submit policy ideas via their branches in the same way as every other member. I believe this would help to encourage participation from not only the thousands of new members, but from those who have been involved for many years and will bring forward innovative policy ideas for the future. As the National Secretary is the chair of SOAC, the committee which oversees the conference agenda, I would like to see an emphasis on resolutions from the branches. That covers this podcast. I'd rather keep them short and focused on key issues. I'll compile the next series of questions and put up another podcast later. Keep watching my website and Facebook page for any updates. Thanks for listening, and please feel free to submit more questions to me. Thank you.